Hello guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. I have split the pair up and I'm now in control of Banjo. We need to take him over here and stand on this shock jump pad switch, because if we don't have somebody standing there, there won't be a switch up top, and if there's no switch, we cannot get the jiggy. And in order to get that jiggy, we now need to take Kazooie to the top of this tower and use that shock jump pad that Banjo is currently creating by standing on that switch in order to get a jiggy on the top of it. There will be these little bad guys, these little fire guys that will slide down the side, and if we run into them, they will do damage. And we only have 4 things of health right now, so it's best to avoid them. Once we get to the top, we can use the shock jump pad and get the jiggy that is over here if we don't somehow jump over it. Kazooie is much lighter by herself, so she will jump higher with the shock jump pad than if she was in Banjo's backpack. So I kind of overcompensated. But anyway, it's a long fall at the bottom, so we're going to take the slide back down and meet up with Banjo. And actually, I'm just going to drop like that. I was going to flutter to the ground, but evidently that didn't work. So, back together with Banjo, we now have to go do Mumbo cleanup, as I guess I'm going to call it. We are going to go to the space zone to do that first, and are going to go inside the star spinner, and then we will probably play the saucer paro game. The star spinner isn't that hard. What will happen most of the time is you'll fall jumping between stars, but that's about it. After I think the second star, like once you get to the second star, you are high enough up that you will take damage from falling. Basically all you gotta do though is ride these stars up and jump onto the next one before it falls. I don't know the exact angles that the stars sit at, so moving the camera angle, you should be able to find all of them. There are 3, I believe, and then we have a planet up at the top here. This planet, you actually have to use the talon trot to walk on the ball, and you'll frequently fall like that. And yeah, I took 2 or 3 things of damage from falling all the way from the top. So keep in mind that you don't want to fall more than once, pretty much. And there are now bad guys surrounding me. Hopefully I can get back up there. There we go. I don't know why the life just fell through. I was going to grab that. But anyway, back up here if we can, and we can't find the star before it falls. This is just a terrible display of how to play this part of the game. But anyway, we need to get back up there. You have to follow the rotation of the ball, otherwise you're going to fall off like I did. It's pretty hard to judge, but you don't have far to walk on the ball, so if you can get it right, you should be fine. You do need the talon trot, however, to walk up it. And there we go. There's the jiggy. And we now need to get back down. It's a lot easier than getting up was. You can just jump down these stars. But that's it for this star spinner room. Big room with lots of stuff for 1 jiggy. I'm actually going to take advantage of this exclamation point honeycomb. And since it is the first one that we have, Jam Jars will explain it to us. Basically what will happen is the energy bar will go up and down like that, and we get to click stop where we want it to go. There's another one like it that has a question mark on it that will do random stuff, but I've explained that probably about 10 videos ago by now at the slow rate this LP is going. I'm not sure if we can get back up to the saucer paro game from Space Zone. We might have to come from the western area, so that is probably what we're going to do. I would like to get both of the saucer paro games out of the way, although there is a possibility I'll just do the second one off screen, since it is exactly the same as the first one and we only get a Cheeto page for it. That depends though, we'll see. because it does go throughout the whole level. It is rather long. It'll probably take a good chunk of the rest of the video to do the first run, and we can get the Cheeto page on the first run if we don't get enough points for the Jiggy, but it's not that hard to get enough points for the Jiggy. Really, it's only, I think it's like 500 points, and that's not that hard to get. This game runs off the same color scheme as the other games. Red targets are 1 point, blue targets are 3 points, and green targets are 2 points. And you will see what I mean by targets in a minute when we start. And now that the saucer has power, he's just going to say, you know, jump on inside if you want to play the game. And this is the Saucer of Peril minigame / Witching World ride. We have an unlimited amount of eggs to shoot, and there are targets that are going to be in circles all around this level that we're going to fly through, and he's just basically explaining the scoring. If we can get 500 points, we'll win a Jiggy. 400 points, we will get the Cheeto page, and it's not that hard. If you do get 500 points the first time, though, you do not get both prizes, which is unfortunate, so you do have to play this game a minimum of 2 times if you want to get everything. Since we have unlimited eggs, it's pretty easy to just keep shooting, much like we did in the other game. The blue targets, like I said, are probably what you want to go for first, and then green, and then red, and of course they will be more common the less points they're worth. This ride does go out through the whole level. It will go inside the Star Spinner. It will go inside the Crazy Castle storage area also. There are lots of points to be had, and we already have over 80 of them, but we need to get to 500. I'm not quite sure pace markers, you know, I can't tell you should have this many points by now, because the targets are random how they show up. I think they probably total the same total amount, like a perfect score. Probably doesn't change, but where the targets are does change, and I'm not entirely sure about any of that information. All I know is that we need to get 500 points. You just saw an all red target arch. There will be actually parts where we will have all blue and all green target arches, but that's later. Those will want to be taken care of as best as possible. I believe there's only one all blue target arch, and we go by it rather fast. There's a bit of delay on the eggs from where you shoot and where they will arrive from, because you are moving. So I just keep aiming kind of roughly at the targets. I wouldn't worry about precise aiming, because a little bit of aiming works well. That was the all blue arch, and I believe I only got one of the targets, unfortunately. And I'm missing a lot of blue targets, actually. But we have almost 300 points, and we're only about halfway through the ride. So we should be fine. We already have 300. We'll definitely be getting the Cheeto page, and hopefully the Jiggy. We don't have all that much more to go, but there are a fair amount of points inside the Crazy Castle storage. I believe there's a couple all green arches, and we move through here rather slowly. And other than that, it's pretty much the minigame. You go through, you get the points. There's not much more to it. This minigame is probably the longest minigame that I can think of in the game. And now that I think about it, I probably will be doing the second run off screen, unless of course we don't get the Jiggy this time, which I really doubt, because we already got 435 points, and we only need about 65 more. And there's about 1.5 areas left to go. Basically, we have the starter area will end in area 51, and if we don't get the Jiggy, we will definitely come close, but we should be fine. We only need about 17 more points, and we have that all blue loop. We only need 10 points, and hopefully I can get it. There we go, we got over 500 points. Actually, right at the end, I thought I'd be a lot higher than I am. I thought I'd get closer to 600 points, but this is the end of the ride. We scored 543 points, so we will get a Jiggy for our efforts. Like I said, we can go back and play and get a Cheeto page for 400 points, but I'll probably do that off screen in between videos. Oh, actually, he will give us both prizes if we score 500 the first time. I didn't know that. I thought we had to play it twice, so I guess I won't be doing it off screen. So yeah, second prize is the Cheeto page, first prize is the Jiggy. We have all the prizes, but we can ride again and just try to beat our score for fun. I'm not going to do that, of course. So we now have a 10th Cheeto page and our 26th Jiggy. The 10th Cheeto page, I believe, means we can get another cheat, or we might actually need an additional 5. I'm not sure how the Cheeto pages work in that manner. Unfortunately, I thought we were going to stay in Area 51. We actually got transported back to Space Zone. So we are going to go back to the world entry and exit quickly to grab a couple note nests that are there. And then we will probably open up the Dodgem game with the van to close out the video. Yeah, these notes over here, you need to use the shock jump pad to get up on top of this fence post and then just flutter to them. It's not that hard, although I make it look hard because I suck, but yeah, these notes are probably some of the hardest to get in this level. Then again, notes aren't that hard to get in this game at all. They're never really in challenging spots. That might possibly be the last of the Witchy World notes. I'm not sure. I don't feel like bringing up the total screen right now because we are in a bit of a time crunch. So we're going to go back to Humba's Wigwam quickly and change into the armored van, and then we are going to go open Dodgem Stadium, and I believe then that will leave us probably about an empty honeycomb, a couple of Jinjos, and a couple of Jiggies away from completing Witchy World, or at least completing it to the extent that we can complete it this far into the game. We do still have the boss to go, and he will take a fair few amount of minutes. We might tackle him in the next video, if not the next video, probably the one after it. The boss of this level, I'm not really going to say much about him. He's not really that difficult. He's just rather irritating. And if I can use the warp pad, thank you, we can go to Space Zone. And now that Mumbo restored power to the Dodgem Dome area, we can go inside because the doors are open. And inside we will find another one of those pay boxes like we did for the Inferno. And you'll see the 1, 2, 3 doors. There are 3 series of games to play. Where's the pay box? Here we go. And in order to open the first door, we have to pay a coin. Luckily, we don't have to pay to open the other doors. Once we defeat level 1, level 2 will open, etc. And after defeating all 3 levels, we will get a Jiggy for it. But we most certainly don't have time in this video. We will probably tackle it next video. I don't know about first thing next video, but definitely next video. And I'm going to try to use the minute and a half we have here to get a Jinjo, and that will probably close out the video. I believe it is the last Jinjo we can get, because I think there's either one Jinjo that we can't get at all yet, or we have all the Jinjos at this point. I'm not sure Witchy World. I think there might only be 1 or 2 things we can't get at this point. Witchy World comes into play for some other levels, doing missions from other levels, but not necessarily other levels playing into Witchy World. Back at the Space Zone though, if you notice when we restored power to the Dodgem Dome, it showed power going up a wire off the top of it, and if we climb that wire, there will actually be another dome up top that we can ascend using the Talon Trot, otherwise we will slide, and up at the top we will find a brown Jinjo, the 3rd out of 4. So 1 more brown Jinjo and we will get a Jiggy. But there's not much more we can do with the remaining minutes, so I'm going to end it here, and I thank you guys for watching.